Welcome everybody. Well, as you can see, today we find ourselves not in my house, but rather in our shul. And I am hoping that you can see me okay and that you can hear me okay. And I just thought, you know what, we are in the 9 days before. Hey, Catherine. Hey, Sans. Can you hear me fine? Can you hear me okay? Just let me know. We're in the 9 days before Tisha B'Av. And so what I thought I would do is, because I can't use my keyboard today, because we're not supposed to have live music before Tisha B'Av, what I thought I would do is bring you into Shul. So I'm really excited. Fabulous. Thanks, Sans. So I'm really excited to be in our beautiful Shul. Now, we've spent one session in Shul that I had Corey and Jason and I think the Teskey boys, Alex and Isaac, and once again we miss them, but soon we'll be seeing them soon. Alyssa, hi, good to see you. Welcome. Alyssa, you recognize where we are right now because your seat is not very far away. In fact, just a little bit to my left. Excellent. Hi there. Good. So, in fact, let me take you for a quick look around. Okay, so hold on, let me put this over here. Those people who remember, there is our beautiful ark that you can see, Aaron Kodesh. And in fact, up there is where the choir, once upon a time, used to sing. And here is our beautiful shul. Now, there is our dome. Isn't it beautiful? And that's why the sound, have a listen. I'm going to click. Right, let me try and put you back to where you were. Hi, Jani, welcome home. Jan, this is your home. Jan and Danny. There you go. Can you guys see me fine? Good. Okay, that's more or less it. Jan, there you go. I'm actually filming right up to your seat at the moment. Okay, so everybody, happy Friday. This is what I'm walking around with, as most of us in Victoria are at the moment, but thankfully I don't have to sing with it because there's nobody else who is pregnant. I want to say a special welcome to all of our friends from Emi Monash homes and from the various Jewish care homes that have tuned in with us today as well. So welcome. Hi, Mim. Welcome to all of you as well. Okay, today's going to be a little bit different because I don't have my keyboard, as I explained earlier on, because we are in the month above, leading up to Tisha B'Av. Our happiness is dampened, and therefore we do things a little bit different. But that doesn't mean that we can't enjoy a beautiful, beautiful time together just before Shabbat comes in. So we're not going to have a very, very long session, but we are going to have a very special and meaningful session. So I wanted to start off very quickly. Hi, Mum. I wanted to start off by sharing, I suppose, an interesting experience. So earlier this week, I woke up with a sore throat, and of course you know what that means. It was like, oh my goodness, freak out. So what did I do? Well, I took myself straight away to get tested. I went to the Alfred, and they tested me like this, but it took quite a while. In fact, my results only came back today. So I spent the last, 4 or 5 days pretty much at home, not going out, not seeing people, etc., etc. And I suppose it really brought home the idea of what it means to be in isolation, because up until now we've been doing the right thing, etc., but there's still been avenues to be out and about, and it brought home the notion of, I suppose, being alone versus loneliness. Now, I'm lucky in my life that whilst I was alone, I definitely wasn't lonely, because I know that I've got people around me who love and care for me, but it made me understand, and I suppose develop this idea of empathy for people around who might have been isolated to the extent that not only were they alone, but they were also lonely. And that made me, I suppose, understand in a far deeper, attach myself far greater to the pain of other people. And at the moment we're in a space in time leading up to Tisha B'Av where our joy is diminished, but more importantly, it's diminished for a reason. Because Tisha B'Av is that time in our calendar where we feel the emptiness of space. Initially, it was the space of the Beit HaMikdash that was destroyed, But later on, various other calamities and sad events happened. But our rabbis teach us that Tisha B'Av is not just a remembrance of a physical edifice that was the temple, but rather it is understanding that our world is incomplete. And whilst there are people who are suffering and who are doing it tough, our joy cannot be at its height. So therefore, I suppose this week for me has been a real eye-opener. And I don't wish the eye-opener on anybody, but thank God my result was a good result. Also understanding that there are people who get that phone call afterwards and say, you know what, sorry to say, etc., and this is what you have to do. So I want to send my best to anybody out there who is experiencing hardship and that is not feeling the best, and just to understand for me on a deeper level, for an understanding for me on a deeper level, what it is that some people are going through out there, and that it's not an easy journey for everybody. Anyway, back to Shabbat and back to happiness. Here we are in my beautiful shul. I just want to say, for example, now I would start off my service with Yedid Nefesh generally, and we're going to sing that the first part together. But then I would have the option of bursting out into song, and we'd go Lechu neranena ladonai nari aletzur yishenu, and I've got this dome above me that, you know what, I can be singing here, I can whisper, and the people all around, seats 1,000 people, the people all around can hear exactly what it is that I'm singing. We don't need microphones. It's really, really impressive, and it's really, really powerful. Thanks, Mimi. Thank you so much. So we're going to sing Yedid Nefesh. We'll just sing the first verse together, and then afterwards we'll do a little bit of singing about Shabbat, about Jerusalem, and then we're going to call it a day. So, you know the words? Sing along with me. Yedid Nefesh v'rachaman, Yedid Nefesh v'rachaman, משוכבך אל רצונך, משוכבך נאי 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 אל רצונך, ירוץ עבדך כמו ישתחווה עיני נאי 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 אל מול עדרך. As our introduction, the psalmists teach us, Im eshkachech Yerushalayim tishkach yemini. If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, may my right hand forget her cunning. Tidbak lishoni, may my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I do not place Jerusalem above my chief joy. If you know it, sing along. Getting my note. Im eshkachech, hey Kev, Yerushalayim, o yetishkach yemini, tidbak leshoni lechi ki im lo eskerechi im lo et Yerushalayim al rosh simchati lo et Yerushalayim על ראש שמחתי. Hi, Carls. Hi, Paul. Karen, special shout out to you, remembering your mum. She was a beautiful lady and we miss her. And thank you for your wishes of Shabbat Shalom. All right, that song basically taking us to a place, to Jerusalem. The Midrash teaches us that when God created the world, many measures of beauty He descended onto this world, or He placed on this world, and most of them went to Jerusalem. It is indeed a beautiful place. Carmel, thanks, and back to you. Shabbat Shalom. Jerusalem is indeed a very special place. It's a complex place. It's a place that is fraught with issues. But having lived there, I was lucky enough to study my master's degree at Hebrew University in Jerusalem and lived there for a good deal of time. And my bedroom, I used to put on my tefillin up on the roof, overlooking the walls, and that is an image that's inside me all the time. In fact, let's sing a song about Jerusalem right now. Let's sing Me'al Pisgat Haratzofim. What about that? Me'al Pisgat Haratzofim Eshtachave lach apayim Me'al Pisgat Haratzofim Shalom lach Yerushalayim Me'al dorot Chalamti alayich Lizekot lireot Meor panayich. Sing with me. Yerushalayim, Yerushalayim, Hayri panayich evnech, Yerushalayim, Yerushalayim. מחורבותייך אבנך. What does it mean? It means מחורבותייך אבנך, from the place of the destruction we will build. Isn't that an amazing message? What a powerful message. In fact, I haven't really thought about it until right now. The idea that sometimes we get to a place in our lives where we are so low. I suppose it's like hitting rock bottom. And the idea of Tisha B'Av is to teach us that yes, we hit that low point, but hey, snap out of it, because you know what? The next day, we start to grow, we start to build. And what do we do straight after Tisha B'Av? We have Shabbat Nachamu, the Shabbat of comfort. When we sing songs of comfort, we sing songs of rejoicement, because the prophets say just like the temple was going to be destroyed, so too was it going to be rebuilt. Just like we have days in our lives that aren't awesome, so too we know Gamzeh Ya'avo, tomorrow is going to be a better day. Let's sing our favorite song about Jerusalem. Avir harim tzalul kayayin v'reach oranim ניסה ברוח הארבעים מכל פעמונים ובתרדמת אילן ואבן שבויה בחלומה העיר אשר בדד יושבת ובליבה חומה. Sing with me. ירושלים של זהב ושל נחושת ושל אור, הלא לכל שירייך אני כינור. ירושלים של זהב ושל נחושת ושל אור, הלא לכל שירייך אני כינור. חודש טוב, בתיה. The olive trees that stand in silence upon the hills of time, to hear voices of the city as bells of evening chime, the shofar sounding from the temple to call the world to prayer. The shepherd pauses in the valley, and peace is everywhere. Yerushalayim shel zahav v'shel nechoshet v'shel or, halo lechol shirayich ani kinor. Yerushalayim shel zahav v'shel nechoshet v'shel or, halo lechol shirayich ani kinor. Oh, it's a goodie. It's a goodie. Nomi Shemer, one of our great poets. In fact, some people out there, in fact, right now, Eva, Cindy, we went to her gravesite. She's buried right on the shores of the Kinneret. In fact, next to the other poet of our people, Rachel. And we sang that song right at her grave. And she wrote that song with such loving and with such longing. And where better and when better to sing that song than right now, when we are mourning and celebrating at the same time. We're mourning Jerusalem and the destruction of the temple, but we're celebrating its existence and the rebuilding. So that song, I think, is very important. What I thought I would do now is sing a song that we sing on Friday night, and that is something that I wouldn't normally do in my happier, I suppose, Friday nights. But it is a song that is taken from, we're not actually davening now, so we would normally sing this in the Ma'ariv service. And it's a song in the Hashkivenu prayer. Hashkivenu is a prayer where we celebrate God's existence. I'm just finding the page so that I can actually share it if anybody wants to follow. Here we go. Okay. So I'm in the art scroll if anybody's following. It's on page 334. Lay us down to sleep, Hashem, our God, in peace. Raise us upright, our King, to life, and spread over us the shelter of your peace. Isn't that prayer beautiful? Noel, you made it. I'm so glad to see you. I'm so glad to see you. Okay. This is a song that was written by, a piece that was written by Louis Lewandowski, who was one of our great synagogue music composers. And it's a prayer that was written for choral and for chazan, choral singing and for chazan. But I'm going to do the whole thing myself. I'm going to give it a go. And it starts with the words, V'hagen ba'adenu. And it goes something like this. V'hagen ba'adenu V'yaseir me'aleinu Oyev dever v'cherev v'rav v'yagon v'yaser satan milfanenu Now the choir comes in. Picture the sound. Beautiful voices.
Ki el shomreinu umatzilenu ata Ki el melech chanun verachum ata Moretzetenu ovohenu Leshalom me'ata ve'ad olam me'ata ve'ad
And remember, when the piece was written, it was actually written for mixed singing. Today in modern Orthodox shuls like ours, traditionally we just have men singing and kids singing in the choir, although we do encourage the ladies to sing wherever they're happy to be. But when these songs were written, they were composed for male and for female voices. So what we've had to do is to adapt those songs for an all-male chorus. Of course, shuls that have mixed singing and mixed seating across the world will sing the original songs as they were written. But Louis Lewandowski was one of the masters. So, for example, when we sing in shul, Tzadik atamar yifrach kerez balvanon yiskeh Shetulim bevet Hashem bechatzrot Elokeinu yafrichu. And then the sopranos would have come in. Etc. I'm not a soprano. Beseva Deshenim Veranani Leagid Ki Yashar Hashem Tzori Velo Havelata. Then there's a big ending. Conductor goes woof, and then the choir, boom, and it ends. What an amazing piece of music! And you know what? One of the things when I travel, and I travel a lot, as many of you know, when we go to these beautiful shuls, we talk about Tisha B'Av being a place of absence. Things that used to be but that aren't. One of the most tragic parts, obviously loss of life is the most tragic. But when traveling through Germany, through Austria, those beautiful shuls that were destroyed in 1938 in Kristallnacht, not only were the buildings destroyed, but each one of those shuls would have had a grand chazan and would have had a grand choir with an amazing array of music that would have been sung and celebrated. And when the Nazis destroyed the shuls, they didn't just destroy the shuls. They destroyed a tradition that went back for such a long time. And thankfully today, in our beautiful shul, with our beautiful choir and our amazing congregation that are so passionate about it, we're able to keep that tradition alive. And that makes me so very thankful. This is absolute gratitude, to be able to sing and to stand where I am now on this bima and to make Have I visited? Of course I have. And I've sung in that shul as well. Susie, it's so beautiful. And a shout out to all of my friends in Rome if you're watching now. That shul is indeed a magnificent shul. But it's still there. And I think, Susie, that's my point. There are so many empty spaces of shuls that used to be and that just aren't anymore. And all of these tunes that I've just been singing today, they were written for those shuls. Excuse me. For the great synagogues in Hamburg, for the great synagogues in Berlin, for the great synagogues in Vienna. And a lot of those shuls just aren't anymore. These beautiful, amazing songs that were written. And so what a pleasure it is and what a privilege it is to be able to share those with you today. Anyway, this has become more of a history lesson than anything else. But I wanted to share something with you today. I didn't want to not have a service today. I didn't want to not have a sing-along today, even though it is before Tisha B'Av. I wanted to at least come and bring you guys into my space, into our space. We are so proud of this space, and we are so indeed appreciative of being able to sing in it and to daven in it and to pray in it. And please God, when all of this nonsense ends and we can put all our masks away, we can gather together once again as we always do. Thank you, Sarah, and I'm so happy to see you and hope that you guys are well. All right, let's sing something beautiful. Let's sing Mikolot Mayim from Friday night service. The depths of the waters, the mountaintops, we celebrate God's existence. I don't have Alex and Isaac to sing it with me, but I'm going to do my best. Mikolot Mayim. If you know it, sing with me. Mayim Rabim. Adirim, Adirim. Mishpereya. One more time. Mikolot Mayim. Mayim Rabim. Adirim, Adirim. Mishpereya. Adir bamarom, bamarom, adir bamarom, bamarom, adir bamarom, 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 adir bamarom, bamarom, yay, adir bamarom, bamarom. Adir bamarom Adonai. And then the Chazan continues. Excuse me. Eidotecha nemnu meod Levei v'chanawa kodesh eidotecha nemnu meod Levei v'chanawa kodesh. And now I cry our catchphrase. God is forever. Adonai leorech I think it's a good way to end, no? Friends, tomorrow night we'll have a very quick Havdalah, once again, because we're not going to have very much music. But next Saturday night, we're going to be having a kumzitz together with Chazan Dov Farkash from Caulfield Shule and with Rabbi Moishi. And we are going to be singing songs of comfort for Shabbat Nachamu, the Shabbat after Tisha B'Av. Rabbi Moshe Khan is organizing it. And together with some guitar, we're going to sing songs of comfort. We're going to bring back the joy. But you know what? Whilst we're feeling a bit sad this week, moving into Tisha B'Av, I don't feel sad now because I feel so excited and so happy that I'm able to share this with you, that I'm able to be here in my shul singing with you. And to all of my friends out there and to everybody who has joined, I'm so happy that we have a community. I'm so happy that we have this online community where we're sharing thoughts, we're sharing ideas. I'm going to give you one quick look around the shul again for those people who weren't here earlier on. I'm going to take you on a journey. Here we go. Okay, so here is where I sing from. That's my spot, facing the Aron Kodesh. That beautiful ark. Look how stunning that is. Up there, once upon a time, was the choir room. Here is where my choir sing now. And these are the pews. This wonderful, wonderful building. We actually have this wonderful section downstairs, which is for ladies too, which makes me feel very, very happy. And then for those people who prefer to sit upstairs, we have the beautiful ladies' gallery up there. Mechitza downstairs and upstairs. But what really sets this shul apart from others is the beautiful dome. Ta-da! You can't really see the splendor of it. You're probably going to get seasick by me doing this. But it's that dome that creates the amazing sound that allows me to sing on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur with 1,000 people, the shul packed. And we can hear it in all corners of the shul. I don't have to strain my voice. Sometimes there's a little bit of talking every now and again. Sometimes a little bit more. But you know what? It's worth it to have our shul full of people. So everybody, I want to wish you Shabbat Shalom. I want to wish you a safe, a happy, a healthy Shabbat, a meaningful Tisha B'Av. For those people who are going to be fasting on Tisha B'Av, I wish you a meaningful fast. A meaningful reflection on the imperfections of our world, and more importantly, what we can do to fix those imperfections. Of course, we're in a partnership with Hashem, and we rely on Hashem to help us with our journey. But as Pirkei Avot says, Lo alecha hamlacha ligmor, it is not for us to finish all the work, to do the job, but that doesn't mean that we should desist from trying. Since Shabbat Shalom to you, my special friend, and to everybody else out there, I wish you all the best, only good health.